Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the UAD Spark Explained series. This is about Pure Plate, and it's gonna be super simple because Pure Plate is a simple yet super effective plate reverb plugin, and it's got a beautiful interface, of course, and it's just got all the controls you would need when you need to recall some plate on your mixes, which is probably 99% of the time, right? So all there is to do here is just test it on different sources. We're gonna start from the snare, obviously. So here we go. This is my snare sound without the unit. And this is with. So I'm gonna just move the reverb time around just so you get a vibe from longest, shortest, and all in between. There's a magic spot, right, around 1.5 or something, but it's just beautifully regenerating somehow, you know, for how the plate reverbs work. So let's try and get a sound here on the snare. Then we're gonna use it on probably the room and the overheads as well, and we're just gonna experiment and have fun with it. That's all there is to do because it's a very simple yet effective plugin. This could work, kick and snare. Rebalancing things, I had a lexicon reverb that I've muted, put it to -infinite, so we're not using that lexic, we're just going straight to dry tracks into these plates. Now I want the bottom snare, and I want my room, because I think the bottom snare I'm just gonna blend in. All right, and now we go for the room. I want to show you how the room can change just by itself with something like a tiny bit, like a second of plate. It's very natural on ambience tracks, right? And that's not too discounted. You shouldn't really take it for like, oh, well, dry sources are gonna benefit from reverb. Actually, plate reverbs work great on tracks that have ambience in it. So, you know, this is a demonstration. It just sounds incredibly nice. And there's no bass, all treble. I'm gonna play with that. How natural this is, right? Insane. Have you heard how the kick was nice in the room by itself, but it's just so convenient to completely cut it out and we get that rock, dry kick underneath a nice ambient sort of room kit, right? So back with this snare bottom, I think the overheads I'm just gonna keep like this, or maybe no, we should use this. Let's try it again by themselves, and then I'm gonna integrate them with the rest of the kit. Sounds good already. We could keep it the way it is, like to copy paste from the room. It would make sense, but still be separate. I'm gonna try and make something different. This I wanted to make this. It sounds as if there's no pre-delay actually, but it's like an extension of the overheads. Almost sounds like a room because of the reflection type. This is where I might want to use the balance. Listen to how the overheads are slightly pushing to one side because of the reflections I'm generating. I want to offset them, and I'm going to use the snare and kick to just get it in the picture. Now, this is a perfect example of why you would want to have a balance knob on a reverb. You don't always want the reverb to be behind your source or the other way around, but pretty aligned in your cone of vision with your ears, right? So this is great. It works fantastic. And I think overheads are a great demonstration because it's very hard to have overheads that are 100% balanced. There's always something pulling to one of the two sides just because they're stereo and you try and get the kick and snare to be centered, but there's something in the reflections of the room that is going to help decenter stuff. And here, just by moving it slightly to the left, it's just recentering the kit and it just sounds better. It sounds as if we had no reverb on the overheads, but like a very spacious kind of room. So now we bring everything back together. All right, I'm kind of overdoing it. I realize that, but it just sounds so good. So I'm gonna try without these 3 reverbs, and then we're gonna add them one by one. Once you get in the habit of how it sounds, it's just so nice. I'm gonna add the hi-hat and kit and toms. Now, I ask myself, how does this kit with its ambience, which might seem a little bit too much, carry into the song, right? How does it work to sustain bass and guitars? Let's try this. And again, this is another great example of things that happen in reverb land. You sometimes work in isolation, and if you're not used to knowing what it's gonna sound afterwards, you're gonna think, all right, so this is a little bit too much. I should just, play it safer. And it doesn't make sense because once the guitars are laid down, the picture is full, the kit's really giving away a lot of energy to them, and that's what we want to have just because it feels as if the band was together. And it also has a little bit of a live gig stadium effect always on the percussion, I think. So it's kind of nice. And we're going to try these now on vocals, actually on the chorus vocals first. So I'm going to carry on one of these pure plates and transfer it by copying it on the chorus vocals. So again, let's try in isolation just to hear how nice and buttery it is. Whoa. So now it's very glossy actually because of the treble and stuff. Let's try and remake this. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. So first thing we could do is, let's try and use a plate as a vocal thickener somehow. So I want to have the shortest reverb time, maybe a low cut, I still don't know, very warm, and just enough pre-delay to play against the rhythm of the lead vocals. Whoa, whoa, yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah, whoa. Right, something like this. So once I hear it bouncing, I go back with the mixed knob, towards more of a drier signal. And now we try it without and with. Whoa. And with. Whoa. It's a little that goes a long way, right? So this is the thickener, and we could really just copy paste and do another one just for a very, very long effect. Let's try and see if we can get the longest reverb time, but just to be pillowing under our vocals. I'm gonna go full wet. You hear how it's resonating? It's a metal kind of vibe. It's typical plate. You know, there's a lot of cold, hardened stuff, but it's maybe too long, you know, but I'm gonna go down and around 3, 4, and maybe use treble to feel it a little bit higher than the lead vocals. I still don't know. Now this I like. The 90 Hertz is creating some sort of resonance that is gonna help the vocals have a little bit more chest. So now we go back to full dry, and then I'm gonna just ever so slightly push the reverb in.
Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa.
It's gonna be nice on the chorus because this is just using vowels. So before and after.
Whoa.
With
Whoa.
that, right? So with the guitars, for example, I wonder how this sounds.
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, yeah. Whoa.
You feel that when you stop it, you hear that metallic vibe, but with that, there's a reason why a lot of programs are called vocal plate, right? Because it sounds great on vocals. Now we use it for backing vocals. And I want to make something super short. Again, maybe half a second. And maybe I'm not going to use low cuts, but I want to have a clear slap on it. So it's a delayed short plate. That's how it's usually called.
I'm a late riser. I'm a late riser. I'm a late riser. I'm a late riser. I'm a late riser.
That's what I wanted. So now we try it with the lead vocals.
Whoa, I'm a late riser. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Whoa, I'm a late riser. Whoa, yeah, yeah.
Bit brighter, that's how I like it. And then maybe guitars and bass.
Whoa, I'm a late riser. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Whoa, I'm a late riser. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Whoa.
And we hear it resonate, but in the record it just blends itself in, and it creates a sort of a backwell effect, which I think is really important. So look at how many ways we had available to use a simple plugin to just keep going. It's a great sounding plate. It has all the vibe you need. So I'm pretty confident you'll be using it a lot. Thank you very much. That's all for Pure Plate. See you next time.